Hi everybody, welcome to another video, and this is going to be a video. It's Barbie Rocks, and it's a video on where I'm concentrating on 1970 and 1980 dolls. So what I've done is I've gone through my collection, I've dressed all the dolls, and I'm going to just talk about some of the dolls from that specific era, and I want to show you all the beautiful clothing from that specific era. And some interesting facts about these dolls, and some comparison from dolls that were made from 1970s compared to the 1980 dolls, and what we're looking for in terms of the difference. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is, if I look at these dolls here, I want you guys to see something that I can picture in this. If I look at these dolls here, these dolls have like a skinnier face. It's got like beautiful eyelashes, and the weight of these dolls are pretty heavy in terms of the plastic was used in the 1960s.
So let's take it. Hi there folks. Let's take a look at the profile. So look at the profile here.
And let's just get a good look at the side profiles of these dolls.
Very dainty.
Yeah, beautiful. Look at the eyelashes, and they've got like a little pouty lips, so I would sort of say that they have like a Steffi, what I call a Steffi type face, in terms of the lips, and the jaw lines are a lot slender. Because if we look at dolls that were made in 1970, they have eyes that were like wider, painted much more bigger, and much more brighter. Their faces were a lot wider in the width of it, and they just didn't have the look like the vintage dolls do. The vintage dolls just have a different look in that specific era. And I just want to do a little bit of comparison on what we're looking at when we're looking at dolls from the vintage era as compared to dolls from the 1970s era. I'm just going to zoom in on the eyes for you, because the eyes can actually date a doll. It can tell you what period you're working with. We're looking at the eyes of these dolls, and they're like more or less the 1970s. And I'm going to actually point out some of the dolls that we have in this collection, like the Crystal Barbie. We've got like some of the TNT Twist dolls. We got the Marlowe Flip doll. I've got the Kissing Barbie. And this one specifically, you sort of like push a button at the back of her bodice, and she tilts her head and she kisses. So I think that's really adorable. Okay, we're going to go over to this side. I'm going to move the camera up because I'm going to show you a Western Barbie. This one here is called a Western Barbie, and she's pretty adorable. She has an eye that winks. Again, there's something specific about her on the back of her neck. And I'm just going to rotate the camera a little bit and show you a really, really interesting doll called Tuesday. What's her name? She's called Tuesday Taylor. Tuesday Taylor. Now this is a really interesting doll. We're going to show you why, because she can flip. You can flip her head, and she will turn blonde. So you can go from a blonde there she is. So with this specific doll, she can turn blonde, and then you can flip her and she can turn brunette.
I think she looks more beautiful.
Yeah, so there's the blonde version of her, and here's the brunette version of her.
Look at her face and her profile.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah, and she's got she's got rooted eyelashes.
Rooted eyelashes. She was made in
Hong Kong. Was that? No, hold on. Let me see. She was made by Ideal in Hong Kong. Let's take a look at her bum. Oh shoot, the sticker's still on there.
Oh, so she was picked up from a thrift store, because we do a lot of thrifting, and we try to pay no more than $1, $2, She's picked up at the Goodwill store for $1.99.
Look at this. Look at her bum. It says 1975, Hollis, New York, and made in Hong Kong by the company Ideal.
So she's a really interesting doll because she's not like your regular Mattel dolls. She's a little bit more specific, and I think she's really fascinating and very interesting to the doll collectors.
She's beautiful, and on the back of her neck, it says 1975 Ideal.
1975.
Yeah,
Okay.
how beautiful is she? And she's quite heavy too. And her little wrist can move up and down, and she's got rubber legs and very flexible.
Okay, let's move on to another doll because we've got so many dolls to cover here. I'm going to pull up this doll here. I think she's quite interesting. She is, I think let's look at the back of neck and date her. I think she's, can you check the back of her?
Okay.
And check and let the viewers know what year she was produced.
Okay, there's nothing on the back of the neck, on her torso. On the back of her body, it says Mattel, 1966, Taiwan.
Okay.
So, you know what? Taiwan, okay, so I noted that from 1959 to 1976, the countries that made dolls were Japan, Mexico, Taiwan, and Hong Kong. And in 1978, I think onwards, the manufacturer countries were Philippines, Mexico, and Malaysia.
Okay, that's good to know. That's really interesting. Now, both of us found this doll here, and it was a vintage find. And this is a really interesting doll. We're going to have to explain why. We were a little bit confused about the date this doll was produced because we're getting a bit of difference in the year that is found on the back of her head as compared to the date that is found at the back of her bodice.
So on the back of the neck, it says Mattel Incorporated 1975, but on her body has it says 1993 Mattel China.
So we're kind of confused as to, was this doll made in 1993 or was it made in 1976? Is it 1976?
1976, yes.
Yeah. So was this doll produced in 1976 or 1993? Because the body's 1993 stamped China and the head says 1976. So if there's a viewer out there can actually solve this question for us, we would greatly appreciate it.
Because what we've noticed was usually on the body of the Barbie dolls, it's an earlier date, like 1966, and then the heads are usually a later date, like 1975. So this, I'm not quite sure.
So it's a kind of puzzling question to us. Like I said, there's a lot to know about Barbies, and that is a very interesting question. So if any of these beautiful viewers out there can tell us the answer to that question, I will truly appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, let's go look at some of the other dolls we have here. Now here's another doll, and this is a 1970s doll. I found her again at a thrift store. She's missing the other legging. But look at the colors of the doll. Look at the way the outfits were made in the 1970s. Look at the color coordination, the jacket, and look at the face. We can just clearly look at the eyes, and it tells you you're looking at a 1970 doll because of the way the eyes were colored. They're pretty full, and they're more rounded, and you can just date these dolls.
Okay, let's take a look at the back of the neck on this.
Let's check out this doll here. See?
That one says 1975 on the back of this neck.
Okay.
Okay, and then let's check her back of her torso. So if we open this up, okay, and her torso says China 1966. China 1966, and her head says 1975. So is she a 1975 doll?
Okay, that's another good question. Anybody out there, those doll lovers out there who know a little bit more about this stuff, please let me know. I'd appreciate a comment. Okay, let's look at this here. This is called your Malibu Barbie. A beautiful doll. And what I like about her is that her face is designed a little bit different than your regular dolls.
I love her. I love her, love her, love her. Look at the beautiful original Barbie clothes that I found her in. I found her at a Goodwill store. I found this Malibu Barbie. Like, I've seen some Malibu Barbie dolls, and they've had blonde hair, but hardly any hair. But this one I found was beautiful because look at the mound of hair she had.
She had a lot of curls for some reason, and she wasn't made like your regular Malibu dolls. I don't know why she had more hair and whether it curled nicely.
She was
but
just a pretty face.
She was an awesome find because these kind of dolls are very not as easy to collect as some of the contemporary dolls here.
And I think I found her at Valley Village. But take a look at the back of the neck. Okay, there's no marking. But on the body, okay, let's check the bum, what it says. But it's quite detailed. Look at the bum marking. Can you get that? So on the bum marking, it says 1966, Mattel Incorporated, made in Japan. So this one was made in Japan. So how neat is that? I found the Japan dolls quite beautiful. And she was quite heavy. Very petite, this Malibu doll. Like the body-wise, I found very petite.
Okay, so I've pulled up Crystal Barbie. What's really fascinating about Crystal Barbie is she comes with all this beautiful jewelry. If we check her earrings, then we can check her neck earrings, and she comes with a nice ring. Now her dress is more like a Crystal Barbie. It's got like a sort of a plastic sheen to it with multicolor sort of dimensions of sort of like a glistening type glow to her dress. But she's called a Crystal Barbie, and I just wanted you to get a good look at her and how you can identify her face, which belongs to Crystal Barbie.
Okay, what year was Crystal Barbie made? Do you know?
I think check the back of her.
Let's open her up. Okay, she was made in the Philippines, and the stamp was not on the bum, but on the torso.
Okay, that's very interesting facts.
I want to just show you something that I found quite neat. Okay, when you're Barbie collecting. Okay, this one, Crystal Barbie, look at her, how dainty her foot is. See how small that is and dainty? Now, take a look at Tuesday Taylor's foot. Look at the difference. Like, my goodness.
Okay, now let's give the viewers. This is Tuesday Taylor, but we're going to just do a comparison on the feet.
Okay.
Her feet is fairly large for Tuesday Taylor.
Take a look at this.
And look at Crystal Barbie. It's like so much smaller. So in terms of high heel shoes, you're going to have to get a bigger size. This is more dainty and elegant. And then you look at Tuesday Taylor. She's got actually large feet.
Let me put it on the white here so you can see the difference of foot size. Look how massive Tuesday Taylor's foot is. And look how dainty Barbie's foot is. So probably when you're collecting for Tuesday Taylor, you'd probably have to find shoes specifically made for that doll. But all right, it was kind of interesting.
Okay, I'm just going to go show you some of the outfits now. Slowly, I'm going to just zoom in so you can look at all the beautiful, adorable outfits that the dolls had worn in the 1970s. For those that are interested in looking at some really collectible dolls and collectible outfits, here we go. Let's go up here and look at some of the collectible outfits here that the dolls are wearing. Now, keep in mind that Barbie Rocks only buys, well, not only, but I try to find thrift hauls and dolls that are reasonable price for $2.99 or less, and a lot of these dolls come in that category. So I'm very proud of the finds. I hope you enjoy the finds, which I show you on a weekly basis. I'm just going to go down here and show you some of the outfits to the dolls. Now these dolls have really interesting outfits. Pretty collectible because of the prints. And
take a look at this one. If you can swing the camera.
Okay, let's have a look at the shoes.
Yeah, I wanted to show you this one. Okay, so this one here, I just picked this doll, not more for the doll for collectible, but for her outfit. So sometimes, you know, we can donate back the doll, but take the outfit. But look at this one.
This is a really cute outfit.
Yeah,
I've never seen this one.
It looks 1970-ish.
It's a 70s outfit. She's got like a jacket and a cool jumpsuit.
And look at her pump, her shoe.
And her shoes are quite adorable.
How cute is that?
Yeah, and this yellow jumpsuit is, I haven't seen one like this. It's quite rare, I think.
It's a cute outfit.
Very, very nice.
The other cute outfit I found from the I think the 1970s or 1980s was this one. Take a look at her shoe, her outfit. Sparkles in this blue color, and look at her little shoe that she came with.
How cool is that?
How cute is that? I think that's
I'm going to try to zoom in on the shoes for you so you can actually see the shoes.
It's a different kind of shoe. It's very rubbery, and but look at her,
the outfit is really interesting too.
Yeah.
I've never seen that, and that might be a collectible for those who are into this type of fashion and you're looking for a jumpsuit like that. I've never seen that either, but I really like it.
And I really loved her face because it was so soft, and her hair color. I didn't come across many Barbies with that hair color, so I just wanted a variety in the collection with different hairstyle, different hair colors, and the really pretty face, like so soft and dainty.
Right. Now, I've pulled up a doll here, which fascinates me, because here's a doll that I picked up, and if we look at her body, she's a 2009 doll. So what that means is she's a modern doll of our day and times. She's not a vintage doll. She's more of, I wouldn't say contemporary, I would say she's modern. Okay, so what I wanted to show the viewers is if we look at this doll, we feel her body, it's pretty much of a cheap plastic. And then the legs, doesn't have the ability to bend. She doesn't have any articulated joints.
Very cheaply made.
Her arms can actually like sort of pull itself out, and she can twist and turn. But you know, in terms of comparison, this doll compared to some of the dolls years ago, 40 to 50 years ago, there's a huge difference. The difference is the plastic is solid. She has the ability to bend her legs. Her arms can actually rotate nicely. And there's just a lot of sturdiness and, you know, good strong weight to these dolls.
Okay, her arms are actually a rubber. Okay, and her legs are rubbery. But this doll, it's not rubber, it's cheap plastic, and it's very light, feathery light. Whereas this doll is solid and heavy and sturdy.
So here's the thing, what I think. I think years ago, dolls that were produced in the 40s had a lot more detail and time was taken to put into the dolls to make a beautiful, artistically inclined doll. And then we get dolls from now in 2009. We're getting cheaper products, for heaven's sakes. We're not getting quality dolls. What's come of this world? We're going to have to talk to these doll companies that there is a difference. Vintage dolls are highly collectible because they're just better made, better quality, great substance, and then we get modern dolls. I'm sorry, a little bit on the cheap side, no quality to it, no charisma.
There's no twisting and turning. The body is solid.
Now you see why Barbie rocks collects vintage. I love vintage. There's quality in it. The costumes are detailed. There's thought put into it. There's care in it. And there's just better quality artistically designed dolls. That's just my opinion for today, folks.
Can we show that vintage dress up there?
Okay, this vintage dress is a cotton dress which was made probably, we're looking at 1970s. I love the dress because it's a nice fabric, well detailed, a lot of lace, and it's cotton, and it's got the black and white Barbie tags from the 1960s. So you're dealing with quality once you see a Barbie tag. I'm gonna pull this doll up for you, and it's a ballerina doll. She's beautiful. Again, she's a doll of substance because she was one of the older dolls that were produced earlier, and you can look at the face and you can date her knowing that it is a quality doll made from the 1960s, sort of categorize her as vintage. So anyways, I'm going to conclude this video. I want to say thanks for tuning in, everyone. And remember always to have a fantastic day. And I'm going to do a slow motion circulation of all the dolls so you can actually enjoy this collection. Here we go. Starting from here, just going to rotate the camera for you. Bye everybody from Barbie Rocks, and God bless. Take care. Till our next video.